stage. So we will be discussing shaping the ecosystem of hydrogen storage and distribution. For that, I have the Global Head of Sales and Business Development, Youn-Chong Choi, and also Director of Business Development, Jacques Hoffner from Faurecia Hydrogen Solutions. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
Have a seat, please.
Thank you.
And let's do a little shift. Okay, moving the H2O. Okay, so it is lovely to have you both here on stage. I want you to have a look around how many people are actually watching you, and not only here but also online, or to learn more about your company and what you do. So I'm jumping right into what do you actually do?
Okay, so yeah, thank you very much for joining our presentation. So we are representing our company Faurecia. We're very proud to say that we are the world's 7th largest Tier 1 automotive supplier. Aside from our conventional business, we also decided to enter the hydrogen market, just like all of you, to help the decarbonization efforts globally, especially with our hydrogen storage solutions, about which we would like to talk more in detail today.
So I understood that correctly. So the head company is Faurecia. Now you're here representing Faurecia, who's focusing on hydrogen solutions.
Yes, correct.
Tell me more. So you're moving from non-automotive from an automotive background, now entering a, let's say, non-automotive area. This to me, to be honest, sounds challenging.
Yes, you can say that definitely again. Of course, it's challenging, but I think it's a challenge that we really like to tackle. Our hydrogen journey actually began around 2017-18 with the launch officially of our high-pressure storage tanks for the automotive market, especially for heavy-duty trucks and light commercial vehicles. But we very quickly identified the need and the logical step further to diversify into containerized storage solutions in order to not only decarbonize mobility, but really find means to store and distribute hydrogen.
Okay, so I understand that. You figured we need to do something regarding the hydrogen business. Let's find a company, and then let's focus on what are the problems. And you just talked about distribution. Is that right?
Yes.
So you mentioned. So what did you find most challenging, and what solution did you come up with then?
I think it's quite evident for all of us when you look at the hydrogen value chain. I mean, there are essentially 3 pillars. It's production, storage, and distribution.
Correct.
And aside from production, where you see a lot of noise ongoing, actually, we think there is still not enough done actually on the storage and distribution side in order to really make hydrogen happen and to make it a reality. And this is exactly where we come into place with our containerized hydrogen storage solutions in order to especially close this gap to store hydrogen and to bring it from A to B. So.
Containers, do you mean like large vessel containers?
Yes, basically. Jacques, maybe you can.
No, I think the container is quite easy. You know what is a maritime container, 20 feet?
Yes.
You put the frame, you take the frame, you put tanks inside, and this tank you will transport it on a trailer to the station, as Young said. And inside we will put tank type 4. You remember our automotive background?
Yeah.
Because we have developed automotive tank, lightweight tanks. And these tanks, you put it in a container to transport more capacity of hydrogen, to increase the volume transported. And we put it in a frame, in a standard frame, 20 feet, 40 feet, the maritime standard. We put only this container or these tanks inside, and we bundle them together. The example of 20 feet, we have 4 bundles of 9 tanks in a container.
So using containers is a method of transportation to have tanks. You said type 4 tanks with hydrogen. I can imagine, yes, it's wonderful that you can transport hydrogen long distance on vessels as well. But then I also imagine it to be quite heavy.
This is the advantage of using this type 4. The automotive spirit is to go in a lightweight design, and decreasing the weight compared to the steel vessel, we increase the quantity of transportation of hydrogen in a same container. This is the topic.
Quite smart solution.
Yeah.
Huh? So, by the way, if there are questions from the audience, please let me know. Also, during the talk, you can just raise your hands because I have plenty, but I also am able to take your questions. Okay. So, I want to know a little bit more about your solution because I think it's kind of smart. I think it's smart, intelligent, and efficient. So, in which markets are the containers then needed? Because I can only imagine it to be transported via vessels, so that's definitely long distance overseas.
I mean, just like I mentioned, it really is anyone in the industry who is trying to close this gap to have hydrogen available at the end point of usage. So basically, we are closing this gap between hydrogen production, time-wise and location-wise, and point of usage. So essentially, there are 4 pillars that we are targeting. Number 1, of course, and that was our first step as well, it's hydrogen mobility.
Yes.
It includes retrofit solutions as well. It's, I guess, an organic fit to this market. Then, of course, the distribution market, so really bringing hydrogen from A to B. And then, essentially, it's the end usage, so any kind of stationary applications that you can, for example, think of, HRS operators, and so on.
So, interesting. When are you going to enter the market?
We have entered the market already. And we're very proud to say that we have already been awarded by some notable OEMs, not only on the automotive side.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, but also on the non-automotive side with our containerized solution. So it's not just theory anymore, it's reality, and we make it happen.
Okay. I will ask a little mean question, but so it is definitely a genius solution, and I like that. Because I'm pretty sure there are some competitors out there, so I need to ask this here because this is still a business fair, right? So I will ask the most obvious question: what do you do better than your competitors?
What competitors? Just kidding.
I think our DNA is automotive. Automotive means high volume. It means this is not only PowerPoint. We have started our mega factory plant operational end of the year. Second, it means we have to create innovation to prepare the next generation. It means we are also working in this way. Example is, it means we are working on thermoplast tank, having in mind recycling is coming. We have an issue, and we are tackling this issue still now. We are preparing really our future by bringing innovation, demonstrating that the innovation can fit to a market need. And thermoplast is one. A second one could also be the health monitoring, how we can check what is the behavior of this tank. We are also working in this direction to instrument the tanks to know what is happening when you need the service and so on and so on. And I think this is really the DNA to prepare this future generation and also to target, again, big markets, high volume. Have in mind that we are producing high volume cylinders for the automotive market.
Yes.
With this production, we will use the same machinery, you will use the same industrialization to produce this topic. And on top, we are a worldwide supply, tier 1. We will follow worldwide our customer. And again, I said we have just preparing our mega factory or gigafactory tank production. For end of the year in Europe. We have one still installed in Korea because we have followed our first customer where we are on the street since June 21 on the Swiss truck delivering the supermarket. It means this is really the DNA I think our team has, and we will use this DNA to prepare and to target the future challenge that are coming.
And probably to really emphasize one more thing, I mean, safety really is one key factor when it comes to hydrogen storage and distribution.
Yes, I'm happy you're bringing that up. Yes, please.
And I mean, I don't even do justice to the brilliant work of our team. I know they will be a little bit offended that I just generally summarize it, but I think what really, characterizes our offer to the market is it's bulletproof. So we really already anticipate risk factors with our automotive DNA, much more than what we see on the markets. We go beyond what the regulation actually foresees and requires. So our team actually goes the extra mile and thinks ahead what could happen. So we actually feel and see this confirmation by the market. They give us this trust because we know it from the automotive sector.
Yeah.
So we are getting prepared for the long run.
So I see you are not only prepared for the long run, you're prepared for a global market. And you are prepared for a large volume, obviously. I'm just curious, if I don't have such a high demand to fill up a whole tank, a whole container with hydrogen, how can I still work with you together?
You mean if there is no demand?
Yeah.
Oh, there is demand. There is demand. But I mean, I can understand it's probably not so tangible at the moment, but we see the demand and we hear a lot about, ramp-up phase starting around 25, 26.
Yeah.
And we are already talking about volumes that, quite honestly, I mean, it's really hard to catch up. So yes, definitely. So I think it may take some time to really see it on the street, tangible, more and more. But we see it already. So there is concrete demand there.
Okay, so I know that you're doing very well, and also
to be really concrete, we have different spec book. We are answering spec books. It means the market is confirmed. It's not only a trend. It's there. Again, it's chicken and eggs. Young explained. As long as you have no station, you have no car, you have no truck, you have nothing.
Yeah.
It means having the analysis of the value chain, saying here there is a need, and there is a need today to feed this station. And I think using a strong technology that we have developed, putting this in the container or in a frame, in a standard frame, is answering the market.
Yes.
It's a really demand today.
Yes.
It's not only PowerPoint.
Yeah. That's lovely. So I'm able to take questions now from the audience.
My question is it possible to recycle the carbon fiber tanks? And how is the lifetime of these tanks? Is there research going on in recycling the carbon fiber?
This is the question I answered to say we are working innovation with thermoplast. You know that the current tank in Duroplast, it's very difficult to recycle it. And using thermoplastic, you can remelt the matrix. You can reuse this matrix to do some other parts, but we are also working in de-winding the tank, because if you are hitting this thermoplastic matrix, you can de-wind the tank. And we are not there, but the purpose is to reuse this carbon fiber, this very expensive carbon fiber, to redo tanks. We are working on it. We are not done today, but we are working on it.
Thank you for this question. I have a question regarding Faurecia's hydrogen solutions in the future. What can we expect from you?
I think the first expectation is that we can feed high volume. I told you we are preparing because doing a tank, doing a product is nice, but now we have to target a market. The market is demanding, is growing, and we have to follow this growth. And we have to follow this growth everywhere in the world. We see we have started in Korea, we have started in Europe, big base in Germany. It means we are deploying our teams and our installation everywhere where the customer are, where the need are.
Correct.
Second, I think understanding the market, developing a product who answers the market is also key. To face this in the right timing, container was not at all our DNA. It was automotive. It was mobility. We see that to create the mobility, we have to bring something on the market to help the market by creating the product who will feed the station, because the station will feed the cars or the trucks. It means this is the second point I think we are strong in this analysis and bringing the right product for the needs, the just necessary needs.
And I like your analysis because obviously when I heard that you were doing automotive, you're the 7th largest tier supplier, I was thinking, if they would shift into the hydrogen business, probably they would do fuel cells or hydrogen stations, fuel cell stations. But then I was surprised that you were saying that you were doing profound market analysis, seeing where the most demand is. So I like your strategic approach, and you are actually foreseeing the future.
Yeah.
So this is like, and then you're using what you already have, which is the infrastructure, the partners, the context, which come in very handy. My unfortunately last question, the next speaker is already waiting, will be who should actually come and approach you? And maybe you can also address those who maybe are not sure that they can be your potential customers.
Quite honestly, our customer base is so diverse.
Exactly.
Really, it's again, I explained our target market. It could be hydrogen developers. It could be hydrogen refueling stations. It could be electrolyzers. It's quite diverse, I have to say. The nature of our customers.
Yes.
So essentially, anybody who's trying to use hydrogen as an energy source, and it's.
So basically, everyone who is exhibiting here, right?
I think everyone who needs to store the molecule is welcome.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes. So if they want to take this discussion further, get to know you better, I love chatting with these. We had a pre-chat. It's a lovely company, very very friendly faces, honest and authentic people. So I can highly recommend to visit both of you at the booth and also your colleagues. So that is located at C53. So it was lovely to have you here, Youn and Jacques. Thank you so much.
Thank you
very
Mona.
much.